Yo, hey guys, Ken Perryman here, and I'm back again with another product, and it is this guy right here. Let me show it to you. It is really small. It is this setup called the Tire Deflator Valve Kit. 10 to 30 PSI or zero point 0.7 to 2.1 bar, just in case you wanted to use that style. They are adjustable auto stop tire deflators. Now, interestingly enough, this is what's in the kit. It's kind of cool, this little foamy neoprene style bag. It's got this cool little clasp system here that will open up and lock into position for you. And they come with 4 of these guys, which is pretty cool. That come in with these little protective pouch thingies. So you get 4 of them because you know what? There's 4 tires on your vehicle, so you can do this with 4 tires. Now, why? What is this all about? Hopefully you know what it's all about. This is the reason why you're probably watching this video, because you want to get yourself a set of tire deflators, because like me, let me switch this up here, because like me, I have a Jeep. I have a Jeep Wrangler, a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon that if you go to their site, you'll see that they got a picture of a Jeep as a prime example. And I'm going to take it off-road. I'm going to go camping in it. I'm going to do all kinds of stuff, but off-road is also one of the factors. Now, when you're going off-road for better traction, off-road and snowy conditions, if you have or need better traction, it is highly recommended, of all things besides just putting your vehicle in four-wheel drive and all that stuff, is to deflate your tires down to a certain PSI. Now, I have 35-inch tires on the truck, and they require 37 PSI. I believe, yeah, 37 PSI. Most cars, if you probably are aware of, they are 32 PSI. Let me go ahead and see if I can, oh wow, I can go bigger. There we go. They are 32 PSI, but my tires are 37 PSI. Now, what's cool about these guys is they are simple enough, and again, this is all you're going to get in the kit basically, is a instruction, the neoprene bag to put them in, and of course the 4. So we'll just talk with one because all 4 of them are the same basically. But you want to deflate your tires so that you get better traction over muddy, sandy, rocky conditions. Whether you're going over rocks or you're going on a very gravelly, bumpy road, you want to get that pliability in your tires. You want to get them a little bit loose. You don't want them really firm. It's just a norm and a known that you should deflate your tires to get those to work. Now, I want to show you the very simple factor of this. And I'm going to show it to you here. And you're going to be like, yeah, it doesn't work for me, Ken. You got to put it on your tires and actually do it. Just let me show you, because it's going to be hard to show you this factor when we go and actually do it. What I mean by is this closeness factor, because I can get up here and show you. So over here, what you have is, and I want to turn it a little bit so you don't get the glare of the light. You have up top here, which is cool. I didn't realize that these are actually just valve covers, valve stem covers. There's nothing here. This is just for you to be able to grab a hold of this a little bit easier. It kind of gives it a cool look. So the funny thing is, if you lose yours, you can pull this off and put it on. And then when you pull it off, you just put it up top here and put these on. Now you have, as I said here, you have bar, and then you have PSI. The function of this is that you'll take this end, and after you've set your PSI, you'll screw this onto your valve stem. And then as an example, let's just say that this is the valve stem. I'll show it to you. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to damage the components. But like if this was your valve stem, you would take this and this would just screw right on to your valve stem up until a certain point. It's already stopping, but you can see what I'm saying. So the valve stem's sticking out from your tire. You take the cap off, you screw this on, and again, after setting the PSI. So most of the time what's going to happen is for those that do off-road stuff, you're going to set this, and almost kind of like a Ron Popeil show, is going to be set it and forget it. Now, I want you to focus on one thing, mainly on this. You see that it says 30 PSI. So let me pull this ring up. You can also see as I get there, and I'll turn it here for a second. You see your 30 PSI, your 25, your 20, and your sub 15. What you want to do is you want to turn, I got to get some purchase real estate on here, and you want to turn this piece up or down. You can see that, right? That I'm doing. This is a lock ring. I keep floating out of the screen. I'm sorry, guys. So you can twist this up or down to the PSI that you want to. Generally speaking, from what I understand, is 20-ish is where you kind of want to go. Sometimes you want to go a little bit lower. But one thing is do not, so if you lock this is a lock ring, right? If you lock this down, it's like, hey, you wanted it 30 PSI. No, this lock ring is just locking it down. You are actually setting it to right about 20 PSI. And again, I say right about. This is based on pressure, and that's how this little thing will pull out. So what happens is when you put it on and lock it in, the air pressure is going to keep pushing this valve up. And it's got a little taper in the bottom here that blocks off the valve. So what happens is once you have all that PSI pushing, eventually it's going to snap down into place once it drops down in air pressure to that level. Not super technical, but basically works to that extent. So what that means is that you will set the PSI, lock this lock ring in, and then screw this onto your valve stem on your vehicle. And generally speaking, the pressure itself should start to force this thing up. It's spring loaded, so you can feel it. But what'll happen is it'll start to push up and it'll blow air out through the base here. I think there's a hole in here that'll blow out through, meets a certain basically balance, and this thing will pop down and close off the valve and basically shut off. You will then unscrew this, which then will relieve the pressure off the valve stem, and you are now set to 20 PSI. More importantly here, this walks you through those exact same instructions. The only thing is that it's right there in these teeny tiny little instructions, and you even see that that lock ring I told you about is way up top. You dial in your PSI right there with the body itself, and then you will spin that lock ring down as it says until it's locked in. And then of course you'll see that lock ring, above the lock ring, the PSI that's higher than what you're expecting. That's not what you're expecting. It's what that valve body or that body right there says, okay? And then even here it says, hey, to get these things started, you just give them a little pull. What you don't want to do is pull it out and snap it back because it'll snap into place. Just give it a small tug and then just kind of lightly let go and let that air just blow right through.
All right, guys, so here we are with the tire deflator kit, as we mentioned before. Now, check this out. So let's go ahead and get the tire pressure. I do not want it down to 14 or 17. Actually, that's bar, 1.7. Let's go, because I don't want to knock it out too much. Let's go ahead and put it at about 25 PSI. All right. These are, actually, this I think is sitting at about 40. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull the cap off, I think. All right. Yep, nice and tight. So I'm going to put that back in here just for now. I think the nice thing is I could have just left it on here. So we are sitting at, we wanted to get it down to 20 PSI, 25 PSI. All right, so now, there we go. Lock it on, and then there it goes. And I can feel the little air valve. And I'll just put it to you in a video here real quick. It's sitting, so that was about 40-ish PSI. So you can see my front tire is 42, 41, and 40. And I'm sitting at 33, now going down to 32. I think I told it to go down to 25, I hope. So hopefully we'll see that drop down to 25 25 PSI. It's already down to 31. Still doing its thing. Let me go check to make sure it's still hissing. Yeah, and there it is. You can see PSI sitting at 28, 26 now. Wow. At about 25. So that's the nice thing about that is those things should automatically stop pretty close to what you're looking for, but they're on a line, right? So you never know if they're there. I still hear it? Yeah. It's barely holding on. It's barely. So basically, based on the spring pressure tension on how much we dialed, this thing should, in a few seconds, pop itself close. And once it does, we'll go take a look at how fairly accurate it is. And again, I'm really not looking for accuracy. I'm looking for ballparky. There it is. There it is. It just shut off. Yep, it's there. Okay. I bet you I probably got down to 23 PSIs. But guys, PSIs? 23? 24 still. All right. Wow. For ballparking it at a line, that's pretty darn close. Actually, let me shoot a photo for you guys so you can see. Boom, there it is, 25 PSI. Now here's the point with this, right, is that we're done. just twist it off. It's off. It didn't leak anymore. It didn't blow any more air out. Then you go back, and as soon as I find it, that's probably why you can keep the cap off of the top here, is you can just screw it right on. That's what I'm thinking. That's kind of a cool concept, but I got to find my original cap. It's somewhere in here. There you are. So that's the deal with this. You do all 4 tires, you let it do its business. You go grab a cup of coffee, talk to your fellas, let them know what's going on, and then, yeah, you want your air down, put your caps back on, head on out and have a little bit of fun. Go off-road, and now you're at the probably pretty close to right PSI, if I could say that correctly. And then, yeah, keep these around, use these. These are going to be great. Love the fact that it missed it by 1 degree, and I mean, I can't even say missed it, because I ballparked that little thing, so that's pretty darn cool. Yeah.
So guys, I hope that was helpful for you. I do appreciate your time. And I'm out.